Around 12:15 this afternoon, hikers on the Crozier Mountain Trail in Larimer County observed a mountain lion near a person lying on the ground from about 100 yards away. As they started to get closer, they started to scare the lion from the area by throwing rocks at the animal, and it eventually went away, but they found an adult woman lying on the trail. One of the witnesses is a physician and did not find a pulse. We are investigating this as a suspected fatal mountain lion attack. CPW officers, Larimer County Sheriff's deputies, Glen Haven area volunteer firefighters, Estes Park police officers all responded and launched an extensive search for mountain lions in the area. We also had a CPW biologist who is conducting an aerial survey for deer herds, which is an annual thing that we do, was in the area and was able to help with spotting from the air and with personnel transport. We also contacted houndsmen to bring in dogs to help track scents from lions, which is a really effective way to find mountain lions. One mountain lion was shot on scene by officers, later tracked and euthanized. A second lion was located in the area and also euthanized by officers. In accordance with CPW policies, any wildlife involved in a human attack must be euthanized to ensure public safety. Larimer County Coroner will release the identity of the victim, and CPW pathologists will conduct necropsies on the animals, looking for any sort of abnormalities or neurological diseases like rabies and avian influenza. Mountain lion attacks in Colorado are considered to be very rare. We have 28 previous reported attacks on humans since 1990, and the last fatal attack was in 1999. This is an area where mountain lions are really common, along with a lot of other wildlife like bears and moose. So if you are recreating along the Front Range and in Larimer County, you should expect to encounter wildlife. So that's first kind of being aware of your surroundings and knowing that that's a possibility, and then also taking steps to prevent any sort of conflicts with those animals. Not approaching them, backing away from animals if you find them on a trail. You can make yourself larger, you can make a lot of noise, you can yell, do whatever you need to kind of get away from an animal and prevent those conflicts. Questions?
Do you suspect, the hiker was hiking, and what do you suspect happened?
We're investigating it as a suspected mountain lion attack, but the coroner is going to release the cause of death. But there were signs that this was consistent with a mountain lion attack, but we can't say for sure.
But again, you don't know necessarily if this hiker was hiking per se, and it was unknown.
She was hiking on the trail, yes.
Okay.
How confident are we that, you said 2 mountain lions were killed. Are we confident that one of them is our mountain lion?
We're going to test them for human DNA, and then we'll know for sure. But lions are typically very territorial. If you find one in the area, it sometimes is the only one, depending on kind of that familiar structure.
So just to clarify that point then, just the timeline of when these 2 lions were encountered and the responses to euthanize them, and was it a matter of just finding 2 in the area, not being sure which one might have been involved?
Exactly, because we're not sure if it was one or more lions that could have been involved in the suspected attack, so we have to be sure.
Can you talk a little more about the victim in terms of were they a part of a larger group, gender, age, anything along those lines?
Adult woman, and as far as we know, she was hiking alone.
Do you have a rough age range for the hiker?
I don't.
And just one more time, the witnesses were on scene. There was one physician, and they went to the woman. Can you just one more time go through the timeline of when rangers or authorities encountered the 2 lions after that?
Sure. I want to say it was, this is a fairly remote area, so response is going to take a little bit of time. But when officers did respond, one lion was still there. So that lion was shot, went away, fled the area, and then we were able to track it and then euthanize it again.
And then a second lion was also found.
Second lion was nearby as well, and that one was also euthanized.
Give me clear, it's like tranquilized, then located and shot?
No.
Does that work? Shot one time and then shot again?
Yes.
Okay.
Shot with a firearm?
Yes.
I apologize if you're repeating yourself.
Sure.
Sorry. Timeline for how soon responders got out there, and how long did it take them to kill these 2 mountain lions? Like after they find the woman, can you give context to that?
That one I'll have to double check on some specific times, but the hikers found the woman and the incident about 12:15.
This You saw a couple of comments online. Were helicopters also involved in this search for the line?
Sure. Yeah, one that I mentioned with the CPW biologist who's conducting an aerial survey in the area, and then I believe Larimer County Sheriff's Office also had a helicopter up as well.
And you said this was a remote area. Could you just give a little more detail about this part of the trail, what trail it was on the mountain, and what it typically looks like on a holiday or weekend day like today?
Sure. It's called the Crozier Mountain Trail, and this area, just as driving up, if you could tell, we're pretty remote. You go through Big Thompson Canyon, you lose cell service, it's wooded, so yeah, you can, find yourself on a pretty secluded hike.
From here, how far away from where we're located right now, how far away is that trail, that mountain trail?
There are a couple different trailheads for that one, so I'm not sure.
But where she was found, as the crow flies, how far away are we from that location, would you say?
Couple miles?
As the crow flies, probably less, but trail miles, yeah.
Okay.
From here, got it.
Do you know how many trails were closed and how wide the search area was?
It was a pretty wide search area, and I believe firefighters helped us close down, I think, 3 trails in the area to kind of search. But mountain lions can cover a lot of distance, so you have to shut down a wide area.
With that being said, does the time of year and the fact it's been relatively dry have anything to do with the fact that this may have happened?
Mountain lions live in Larimer County year-round, and this time of year, lions are known to come down to lower elevations to follow deer and elk herds, as that's their main source of prey. But especially in this area, you can find lions at any point.
I spoke with a hiker earlier, and he said some of his friends, when they see these signs that say, hey, beware, mountain lions in the area, those things of that nature, some of them say they get so scared that they don't even hike like for months. What would maybe be your message for people that like to come out here, recreate? What's your message to them?
I would reinforce that these kinds of incidents are very rare. You can go hiking at any time and not encounter any sort of wildlife, but taking steps to protect yourself is also really encouraged. It's as simple as just knowing that that's a possibility and preparing yourself for that. But you can make yourself really large. You can throw things. You can carry a whistle. All of those things are really effective in hazing wildlife. Yeah, but when you do recreate, you do take risks as well. But that's part of the adventure of living in Colorado.
Do you recommend anyone, when they travel or when they recreate on these trails, carry a weapon or bear spray or anything like that?
Bear spray can be really effective against wildlife, not just bears. As far as firearms, if that makes you feel safer, you can. You just need to check your local ordinances to see if that's something you are legally allowed to carry in the county.
Were there any signs that the victim tried to do what you just said, make themselves big, throw rocks, anything like that to try to ward off the lion?
We don't know right now. I think that'll be part of the autopsy that the coroner conducts.
I've also seen a lot of comments that people nearby have seen a lot of mountain lions, had encounters with them. Is this an uptick? Is this normal, par for the course? Can you speak on that?
I'd say because mountain lions are really common in this area, that we do expect to have conflicts with just regular things like sightings or maybe some sort of encounters with dogs. But that is something that we're looking into. We have taken reports kind of after the fact that mountain lions and dogs have interacted, so that's something we're looking into.
What do we do if these 2 mountain lions that were killed don't bring you back evidence that they were involved?
We'll still look. We'll still search for any in the area.
Have the results of the aerial survey, I know you mentioned what was done or how it was composed or comprised, have results come back in terms of deer migration or movement, that sort of thing?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of an ongoing process, so we do that over the course of a month or 2, so I don't have anything back on those.
Going into tomorrow, a lot of people will still be off, and obviously the weekend, are all 4 technically, I guess, trailheads reopened?
I think they will be reopened, but let me check on that.
Yeah.
About how far up the trail did this encounter happen?
That part I don't know. Anything else, guys? Okay, great, thank you.